Peter Talks Vinyl is back again. For those of you that are from Europe, particularly the UK and thereabouts, you might be saying, Peter, why are you holding up a Skunk and Anansie album as an album that didn't get its due, right? Skunk and Anansie was huge in the late 90s, early 2000s. Their first three albums were huge, very big before the band initially split up and then got back together again. I'm so happy they're back together. I think Skin is the quintessential hard rock lead female singer. I absolutely love her voice, and I think her two solo albums, particularly her second one, is just phenomenal. I love pretty much everything they do. However, I'm mentioning them because I'm from New York and from the US, and this band just never kind of quite hit here. I got to see them in really small clubs twice, and they were fantastic. It was really exciting to see them, and they were just great musicians. I like to mention them because a lot of people forget how heavy they really are. I know some of their ballads were the things that got them really big in Europe, but their heaviness is what makes them all the more awesome, right? So this album, Stoosh, the second record, I couldn't find anywhere in the US. You had to wait months before it would come out in the US. So when I got to England, it was like the first record I bought. And it's super exciting because it opens with a song called Yes, It's Fucking Political, which was great because they were kind of responding to a lot of their detractors that were saying, oh, you know, Skunk and Anansie is too political and they talk too much about racial issues. I thought it was a breath of fresh air. Skin's lyrics were great. They weren't patronizing. They were questioning what was going on in society. The band played like it was the last days, as I often say. Really heavy, hard record. This second album, they didn't take any shorts. For those of you that thought, oh, they're gonna go a little more commercial, maybe to get more stateside play. No, they went the other way, and they made a really, really heavy record as usual. And like I said, it opens with Yes, It's Fucking Political. But this whole record is great. All I Want is amazing. All the singles were terrific. Beautiful packaging on this record. This is actually the reissue, which has two records to make the sound even more thick. And what I loved about this album that they were doing from their first record, but on the second album, all the B-sides to their singles, much like Slade and a lot of UK bands did, always had different tracks that weren't on the album. So actually, some of my favorite tracks from the Stoosh days are B-sides. So I urge you to check them out. But I absolutely love this album. It's just a really, really glorious record. And speaking of glorious, it ends with a song called Glorious Pop Song, which I loved. And it is a totally great poppy, hooky tune, which ends this like kind of very brutal, heavy record with some little like ballad stuff floating in and out. But for the most part, they're hitting you over the head. It's just a great, fun, celebratory record. Again, smart lyrics, killer singing, great playing, underrated band. And I'm so sorry they never made it big in the States because they deserved it. But if you don't know Skunk and Anansie, check out their second album, Stoosh, first.